Oh, we got a special guest in tonight. Actually, two of them, but the first one, um, well known around here, but former Nebraska quarterback, former Kansas State quarterback, former Detroit Lions quarterback, UFL MVP, and as of recent, UFL championship MVP. Adrian Martinez, how you doing tonight, bro?
Good, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Of course, brother. Of course. So first of all, con- congrats on this year on behalf of the ticket. Phenomenal stuff.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, it was definitely fun. It was a lot of fun. Really cool to see all the support from everybody. So appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. And I'm prepping for the show. I watched a few games this year, but as I'm prepping, I'm like, bro, this man had video game numbers. And I know you're one of the most humble guys I've ever been around, played with, and I know you won't brag on yourself. But as I'm looking at it, 1750 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 528 rushing yards, leading your team to the championship. Phenomenal stuff. What was your mindset going into the year? And like, did you see yourself accomplishing this type of stuff?
Yeah, it's hard to look really far in the future. So like when I got into the UFL, I really had no expectations. I want to put my best foot forward and just continue to really be present and be thankful to be able to play football and then excel, do my best. I'll say this, like one of my goals obviously was to give myself a chance to get back to the NFL. So like everything I was doing on a daily basis was towards that goal. So to look back and be able to accomplish those things like that obviously means a lot to me. And, I was definitely striving to do my best and kind of knew that I was capable of that. So
awesome. So coming from Kansas State, go to the Lions for a little bit. What was that like? Learning the culture of the NFL, how things operated. Were there things that you were able to take to the UFL that helped you excel?
For sure. I think there's a certain level of professionalism that everyone conducts themselves with when they're in the NFL. Understanding that, in college, I know you get it. Like there's a lot of culture stuff you have to do. There's a lot of people who might be a little late to the weight room. They might miss training. Like that stuff doesn't happen in the NFL because you'll get cut, So there's a level of professionalism that everybody carries themselves with. And I feel like I definitely transfer that over to the UFL. Wanting to be the same guy every day in the building, wanting to be consistent, when we were watching tape on the practice field because it's your job. It's not you're on scholarship. It's not high school football. It's your job. You're getting paid to be there. So act like it, So I felt like I took that over and have definitely wanted to continue to kind of have that mindset when I go in, no matter where I'm
at. Right. So coming into the year and then obviously where you are now, where did you see yourself as, Adrian, but also as a football player? Like, where did you see yourself grow in those two aspects?
Yeah, for sure. I think I really did a good job, kind of like what I alluded to earlier, of just staying present and enjoying playing football. Like it could have been my last opportunity to play football. And I think I played with that type of mindset. Like, hey, you don't have anything to lose. You need to go out there and, leave it all on the field. And at the same time, control what you can, like, it's not like I need to be Superman. It's just that, hey, play with everything you got, prepare with everything you got, and control what you can and let the rest of it, fall where it may. And I think I probably did the best I've done in my career at just doing that.
Right. So as I was prepping for the show and I'm like, you guys didn't have a true, off season. Y'all probably worked out a couple times when y'all got there, and then it was straight into training camp. Am I right?
Oh yeah, no, it was training camp right away.
Oh wow,
crazy.
So what was it like? Like how hard or how fast did y'all get things clicking? Because I know as an offense, it's all about rhythm and timing and knowing, especially as a quarterback, just knowing things. Like how was that process like?
No, you hit it right on the head, man. Like we had a month of training camp and practice to prep for the season. Obviously in college, you have a whole off season, you have spring ball, winter conditioning, training camp, all that. In the NFL, you have the same thing. And UFL, I mean, we had a month. And so we all understood that and took it seriously. Hey, we got to get the extra reps after practice. We need to make sure we all have an understanding of the offense. And I think it helped that we had a returning tight end. Most of our O-line was returning. We had a returning outside receiver, guys who had played in the system before that helped bring me along. And obviously our coach, he had been there for 2 seasons before that as well. He's a master of the system. So having those resources really helped us. But, hey, first game's first game. Get ready to go. We had a couple of joint practices. Like we did a joint practice with the St. Louis Battlehawks team, with the Michigan Panthers team, and those little things kind of helped us a little bit, kind of get the pads going. But it's crazy because it's a 10-week season. And you play everybody at least once, so you get real familiar.
Yeah. So throughout the season, and of course the championship game, I saw a lot of fans from Nebraska and Kansas State traveled and showing up, showing support. How was that to see that and experience that and to see fans and supporters travel to your UFL games?
It was special, man. Just the support, obviously through social media. Even now that I'm back in Nebraska right now, just the amount of people coming up to me and just congratulating me on the season. And it's special. I think it speaks to kind of the nature of college football and obviously the support that both of those colleges have. Kansas State and Nebraska are 2 special fan bases, and I saw that this year, even in Birmingham, Alabama, which is crazy. They travel well, and to support a guy like me, who obviously played ball there a couple of years ago, it's cool that they still care and obviously care about me more than just the football player that I am, for the person I am. And so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So obviously championship game and you have some great playoff runs. So what was a one of your favorite moments from this year during season? Maybe it was a play, maybe it was a moment. I just want to hear a war story.
Yeah, for sure. I think a good one would be when we played St. Louis. So we played St. Louis, I think, week 6. They lost in the semifinals this year. So they're a really good team. At this time, we were both the 2 best teams in the league.
Okay.
And A.J. McCarron is a quarterback for the Battlehawks. He played for Alabama, won a national championship at Alabama. So he was coming back to Birmingham, coming back to Alabama for the first time since winning a championship. And so the stadium was going to be packed. It's a home game for us. Big game. Obviously, it's getting down to the crunch, and I think it's 26-21, I believe, or maybe 26-24, something along those lines. And we're trailing late in the 4th. There's about 4 minutes left. And a guy, his name's Kevin Austin, played at Notre Dame. He really, to this point, hadn't had a lot of production during the season, but he's one of our starting receivers and really a stud. And so you can see in the TV copy, the St. Louis coach is saying, watch the slants. And, we're about the 45-yard line of St. Louis, and I throw a slant to Kevin. And he just cribs it through the middle of the field, shows his speed. And it's also cool because they have a drone that's like trailing him. So there's like a drone footage over the top of Kevin on this touchdown run.
Oh, that's
and then we go and get the 1-point conversion after and basically seal the game. And it was a big moment in the season. Pretty cool for Kev. And, despite their coach maybe expecting something, we still were able to execute despite all of that. So it was pretty cool.
No, that's awesome. So as I was looking at the stats, bro, you didn't even play a whole season.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, not everybody realizes that. Me and Matt Corral, we shared time at the beginning of the season, and then we switched off a couple games. And then around week 5, I took over, and yeah, rest is history.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, I'm going through the stats. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, wait, there's wait, hold on. Why is there a gap here? Hold on. And then I seen you threw for 383 one game and ran for 150. I'm like, boy. But no, yeah, shout out, bro. Shout out. So championship game, y'all win. and you're standing on the platform, and giving you the MVP trophy is, the greatest, I would say, the greatest football player of all time, Tom Brady. What was that experience like? Because I know that was, oh my goodness, I can only imagine.
Well, yeah, kind of like you are right now, man. I was speechless, in front of Tom. Like, he's the GOAT, and for him to be able to come up to me, say my name, tell me I played a great game, and wish me best of luck in the future, it meant the world to me. I've been watching that guy on TV since I was a little kid, and it was hard for me to think that it was real, like, it was really happening. Like, I was really getting to meet Tom Brady and shake his hand, and all that is, it was a special moment. One I'll definitely remember, one I'll show my kids and be able to talk about for the rest of my life. So pretty cool moment.
Yeah. He's your GOAT, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You can't argue that.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a debate. I really don't.
There we go. All right. So usually we start the show off with like a quarter century wisdom, right? And it's like a little play because Harrison, the producer, is 25 and I'm about to be 25. So it's like we kind of don't really got too much wisdom, but it's kind of like a play on words. How would you describe your journey thus far? Going from Nebraska, the trials there, the trials at Kansas State, the trial with Detroit, and then coming out on top with, much more to be done, of course, but with the UFL MVP and championship MVP, like how would you describe your journey thus far?
And it's tough. I'd probably have to go to something that's been tattooed on my arm here. Endure and let go. That's a motto of mine. And I feel like there's been lots of ups and downs, lots of trials and tribulations. And I've done the best I can to endure it, to persevere, and ultimately come out on top and have some lessons learned, and then let go of the bad stuff, and see it for what it is. And maybe even let go of some of the good stuff. Like, all that really matters is right now. What do I have right now? What can I contribute right now? And that's really just how I try and look at life,
Right. Okay. I've never even asked you how Kansas State was. How would you describe your time at Kansas State?
It was great, man. Yeah, I feel like my football experience was great. I think Coach Klein, who's now the offensive coordinator at Texas A&M, Coach Riley, they just have a great staff there. And I think my experience was one I'm very thankful for. And we were able to win a Big 12 championship and, get to go to the Sugar Bowl and do things that, this, unfortunately, we never got to do in Nebraska. And so I was very excited about it. And, it was an experience I think I'm lucky to have, and I definitely grew as a player. So I think having that experience, I wouldn't be able to, play in the UFL and get another chance in the NFL. I think K-State gave me that.
Right. What was your favorite? I'm trying to think. What was your favorite game at K-State?
Definitely when we played Oklahoma. We played them at Oklahoma at night. They were ranked number 5 in the country at the time, and we were able to go in there and get a big upset win and kind of catapult our season forward. That was another really special moment for me. That's top 3 for me.
What about Nebraska?
It's hard to say one.
Right.
I'd say
you go 3. Let's go 3.
I'd say in terms of just environment, I think when we played Michigan at home, that was the craziest environment I think I've ever been in. Incredible. Obviously, the ending wasn't what we wanted.
Right.
I would say Northwestern that same year. That was the next game after I had fractured my jaw, and so being able to come out there and win 56-7, have a big game, that was a ton of fun. And then probably my freshman year when we beat Michigan State in the snow, 9-6. That was a ton of fun. Just a goofy, crazy game. My roommate Barrett Pickering, the kicker, he came in the clutch for us. So it was. Those are probably three moments I won't forget.
Okay, so there's a list going around, and EA ranked the top 25. No, I have to talk about it.
That's fair.
I have to talk about it. EA ranked the top 25 hardest college football stadiums to play at. Have you seen it yet?
I've seen it, and I think it's no bueno, dude. I don't think it's good. I don't. I don't know what they're doing, what they're thinking. And if we're all being real, and if you ask guys who have played in different stadiums, Nebraska would be in that top 25. I think it's a no debate. But at the end of the day, we got to win some more games, and I think it'll take care of itself. But it's kind of ridiculous. I had a buddy play at Boise State, but like, come on, man. What are we? Fresno State has a higher average attendance than Boise State, and we're putting Boise State number 25 just because they have blue turf.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense.
What was your favorite stadiums to play at in the Big Ten, and then Big 12 too? Because I've really never been to any Big 12 places.
Big 12, they have some good stadiums. I would just say in terms of like sheer size, it's not the same. Mm-hmm. You know, I would say Ohio State was great to play in. I'd say Michigan State was great to play in, and Wisconsin was great to play in. Mm. But I'd still say Nebraska on a great day, I think it's the best. But
there's nothing like it.
Maybe I'm biased.
Yeah, I truly think there's nothing like it. So, to kind of wrap things up, I gotta ask this: what's in store for the future? And obviously, if there's I don't know, you can just say I don't know. But I just feel as if it's the right thing to ask.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, right now, the sights are set on the NFL. You know, I think for me, it's pretty simple. That's been the goal, and you know, I'm really just working towards an opportunity. I think there'll be one. I think I'll know a lot more in a couple weeks, and you know, like we kind of talked about, I'm just going to control what I can. You know, I think there'll be an opportunity for me. It's just a matter of time.
Right. Yeah. Well, behalf on the ticket, may God bless your journey, and it's good to see people like you win, bro. I can't wait to see where you go, and then, you know, once you start in NFL, you come back on and we'll have some more stories. But coming up next, we got Warrior Within Wellness with Debbie Thomas. But thank you, Adrian, for coming on and sharing some stuff. And I wish you nothing but the best, brother.
Yeah, Chance. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate the ticket. Shout out. Yeah, man. Have a blessed night.
All right, brother.